Hey guys, this is Agent Mindstorm, and welcome back to another video in which I'm going to show you something cool. In this video, I'm going to be explaining every single host option in the game. And to do this, you have to enable host privileges on the options menu before you load up the world, so you cannot enable it in-game. And it will disable your achievements and leaderboards, so only do this don't do this on a survival world. Just don't, okay? Oh, and by the way, I have a colored beacon display here. It looks really nice, I must say. And anyways, so when you turn on host privileges, host options will appear at the top. Now you've got all these options, and what do you do with them? That's what I'm going to be explaining. So, fire spreads. And, actually, no, first I'm going to explain your player options. When you click on your own name, it will say invisible, can fly, disable exhaustion. Well, in survival, of course. In creative, it's only invisible. And then there's also game mode, so you can change your game mode. So I'll show you. I just changed to creative, and now I changed back to survival. See, it'll say your game mode is changed, or set own game mode, or something. And you can also change to adventure mode and change back. So that's really useful now. And of course, if you do it like me, you'll fill up your menu. And then the last one is set player spawn point. So you can set your spawn point without a bed. So I just set it for that block. And now I'll fly up. And just a second. Wait, whatever. So I'll die. Oh, that didn't even kill me. I thought that would kill me. Okay. So I died. And now I respawned right where I set my spawn. So something else funny that you can do, make sure that you have can fly checked for this, by the way. You'll want to fly up really high, and then, like, high enough that you'll die if you fall. Then press set player spawn point, then fall. You will fall, and then respawn in the air, which is... What? Something you couldn't previously do with beds, and for some reason that didn't kill me again. Don't tell me they changed it so that you can't die. Did they change that? I think they changed it, actually. Actually, no. Just a second. Yeah, I'm toying with some host options here just to check something. Because, did they seriously change this? I think they did. They changed it. Aw, nice job, 4J. Well, what used to happen is you'd respawn, fall, die, respawn, fall, die, and it would just repeat itself over and over and over. But now they've changed it, so you don't. Well, that's quite silly of them, I think. That's... never mind. It ruined one of my things. But anyways, you can set your spawn point for anywhere, even the air. That's pretty much the point I'm trying to prove here. And the next... So that's all the player options. Invisible makes you invisible, pretty obvious, and you also cannot die, so I'll show you. I'll fly up really high, and your hand doesn't disappear for some reason. See, I can't die, since I'm invisible. You also will not be able to eat when you're invisible. I don't know if that's a glitch or not. Can fly is pretty obvious. Now I can't fly. I think you can hear my controller pressing the A button. And then now I can fly. That one's pretty obvious. And then disable exhaustion makes it so you don't get hungry. But it's in peaceful mode and multiplayer, it gets glitchy because in peaceful mode, it will make you hungry. And same thing as in multiplayer, it will also make you hungry. So don't mess with disable exhaustion. That one's quite glitchy. Host options. Here's where it's interesting. We have fire spreads, which I'm actually going to set myself to creative using host options to get something for you. So, I'm going to give you 2 separate walls of wood. So, 2 block high walls, okay? And I don't know why I said K, like... So, now that I have... And I need to change back to creative. So, now that I have those walls, if I go to survival, fire spreads is off right now. So, that means if I set this wall on fire, the fire will not spread to the rest of the wall. It'll just stay on that one block, and for some odd reason, blocks that can't burn will never go off fire. This will never go off fire. It's like Netherrack for some reason. People can set a hopper on fire and then put some poles and make it look like a torch. I don't know. So anyways, yeah. See, it's not burning. But then if I turn fire spreads on, now this fire, see, now fire spreads is checked. Hopefully it should spread across the wood. I'm going to set another fire just to see if it'll work. Normally, unless this is glitched too, what the fire is supposed to do is spread to the rest of the wood and then burn it all up. So it's useful for burning down trees and stuff. And most people, if you're playing a hard survival, you'll want to have this on. See, the fire has spread to this, and then the fire will go out eventually, I think. Yeah, see, it's spreading all over now. So then if you turn it off, it'll stay in place, and yeah, I think you get that one. Next one, TNT explodes. I think it's pretty obvious, but just in case, I'll show you. So, TNT. I'm also going to show you something quite weird. So, TNT. Light it. It sets off, and it explodes. Say you don't want that to be able to happen. You uncheck it, and then if someone tries to light it, it'll blow up. But if a redstone signal lights it, nothing happens. Also, a flame bow will light it and destroy it, but it won't blow it up, which is good for bow spleef, I guess. And I'm going to check that one. Daylight cycle. I have it off right now, but what it is it will lock the time. See, the sun is moving. I don't know if you can see those individual pixels on your screen, but the sun is slowly moving, but then as soon as I turn off daylight cycle, it stops. And then, so this is useful if you want to lock it at a certain time of day. Keep inventory. Now, this is probably one of the most useful host options. Normally, in Minecraft, when you die, I can't fly, apparently. So, when you die, I failed again. When you die, you lose all your stuff. You'll lose all your stuff and it's all on the ground splattered everywhere. But, if you happen to turn keep inventory on, I'll do that right now. Then, if you die, I'll fly up and drop. You keep all your stuff, so you don't lose it again. I still have that air spawn point, which is quite annoying. Also, so keep inventory, most useful one, mob spawning. If you do not want zombies to spawn, or like random sheep herds like this, turn off mob spawning. This way, you will get no other mob spawning. They can only be force spawned with dispensers, mob spawners, and eggs. So, that's also quite a useful one. Mob griefing, one of the other very useful ones. So, in Minecraft, I need to go to creative for this one. Creepers. Now I need to go to survival. So, a creeper explodes and destroys stuff. But, if mob griefing is off, nothing will happen. So, this is useful for if you don't want the wither blowing stuff up. It also works for the ender dragon, so you can build something around him without him destroying it. And this is also quite a useful one. Next, we have set day and set night. These pretty much work. So, set night, it turns it to nighttime, and it will also say set the time to 13,000, which is what it says on computer when you run a command, interestingly enough. Same thing with set day. Set the time to 1,000. So you can lock it at either of those two. And it still works with daylight cycle off, which is quite cool. So, set day, set night, quite useful. Difficulty. You can change the difficulty. Pretty easy. I already did this once in game, but say, just a second, I'm going to change my game mode. So, oh, that's not a good example, is it? That's not a good example at all. So, say there's a bunch of spiders chasing me. So say there's a bunch of spiders chasing me. And I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna die. But I don't want to die, so like, I need a carrot or something. And then I can just press difficulty peaceful, and then all the mobs will disappear, and it will also say set game difficulty to peaceful. Also, this is mainly useful. Oh, not that, but this slider is mainly useful for changing difficulty in game, so you don't have to press pause, exit and save, and then all that annoying stuff. You just can do it right in the game. And yeah, see, fire spreads off, does some weird stuff. That fire I said is still on. And game mode. This will change. This one is different from this game mode because this game mode changes the whole world's game mode. So, see, it'll still change my game mode, but then it says the world's default game mode, which means when anybody spawns in, they will be in survival. But then I can change myself to be in creative, so anybody who spawns in will be in survival, but I can still be in creative. Works the same way for adventure mode, and then of course it always still changes you, which is a bit annoying, but you can always just change your own game mode. And after this, we have set world spawn point. And this is a difficult one to explain, but pretty much you will always spawn somewhere in a world if you don't have a spawn point. For mine, it's this roller coaster, and I'll spawn in the 20 block radius of like that shack or something. So what it does, it moves that main spawn point to wherever it is, so you don't need a bed to spawn there. If you lose your spawn point or your bed breaks or something, you will always spawn there, so I'll show you what it does. So, set world spawn point. And also, if you want to remove a spawn point that you set in the air, I'm gonna do something. You will need to grab a bed and set yourself to survival, make sure you can fly. So, if you don't want to stay spawning in the air quite annoyingly, which, like this, if you don't want to do that, you can always do set night. Then you can place your bed. Then if you sleep, it will wake, your spawn point will be set to the bed now. And then you can break your bed. And now your spawn point's set back to world spawn point. So, just a second. So, now that my bed is broken, I'll fly up and kill myself. And you'll see I will not spawn in the air. I will see it'll say your home bed was missing or obstructed. I actually spawned in my new world spawn point. So, because I set the world spawn point, it will not set it for one specific area either. Just mentioning that to you. So, we've covered this, and all this. Now is this last few things. We have weather and weather cycle, which go together. Weather cycle will make it so randomly it'll start raining sometimes. Weather cycle will make it so the weather will never change automatically. And you can of course change the weather, so now it'll stay rainy permanently, which is, I don't know why you'd ever want that unless you're gonna be burning things down. And you can also make it thunder permanently, which it'll say like changing to rainy weather or changing to rain and thunder. And this is ideal if you're looking for a charged creeper, because it'll need to be thundering and a creeper has to get struck by lightning and all that crazy stuff. And then, if you don't like rain, you can always just set it back to clear. And I heard a lightning strike. Mob loot, what this does is, right now I have it off, so I'm gonna go to creative again. See, aren't these options so useful? Nope. Oh yeah, it's still peaceful mode. Also, aren't they so useful? So, they will not drop anything. And normally spiders drop a lot of stuff, so you should be able to tell, see, they're not dropping anything. But then if I turn mob loot on, that guy didn't drop. They'll drop XP and items and string and stuff. See, so that's also mob loot. Most of this stuff is also for adventure maps, just saying. Tile drops. When you break I'm in creative. And in survival, when you break a block, it normally drops it. If you turn tile drops off, then when you break a block, it doesn't give it to you. This is also a good setting for adventure maps. Then we have the last one, which is natural regeneration. This is mostly for a hardcore game. Because, sorry for background noises, when you hurt yourself normally in the game, it will go down in hearts and then you'll regenerate, right? If your food bar is full. And I'm gonna go to creative for a second so I can give myself some stuff that'll be required. But if you turn off natural regeneration, then your hearts will not regenerate, even if your food bar is full. Even if it's full. So the only way you can actually regenerate health is if you get the regeneration effect, which I should get if I walk over here, because there's a beacon that gives me regeneration. I thought there was a beacon that gives me regeneration. See, now my hearts are regenerating because I'm by the regeneration beacon. But, say you don't have regen potions at hand, but you do have a lot of gold and apples. Golden apples will also regenerate your health. And this one regenerates insanely fast, but... So that's how you can also get your health back if you turn natural regen off. And there's two more options that are not in host options menu that I'm going to also show you, which is help and options and settings. And if you click on audio, you can turn cave sounds on and off. Those creepy wind sounds that you hear, you can choose if those are on and off. So I can't really show you because it's random. And then user interface, there's also classic crafting option. So that's the end of this video. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later.